You wake up, you have 5 seconds of bliss where you can't remember anything that's going on, where you're simply just happy to be alive. And as those 5 seconds run out, you're flooded with a sense of anxiety, with a panic. And every morning you wonder why. Why am I so anxious? Why am I panicking? I'm literally just woken up. I'm safe in my house. I'm in a warm bed. And I start panicking as soon as I wake up. This anxiety makes you feel jittery, but at the same time, it takes away all your energy. So you're in this weird conundrum where you're energetic and it's like you want to move, but then you can't because all of your energy is gone for some weird reason. And for the rest of the day, you have this subtle, anxious feeling in your stomach. You can't get rid of it. It's just there. No matter what you do, it is just there. A few of you probably relate to this description. If you can relate to it to the T, then I know exactly what you're going through because I've gone through this multiple times. I think I go through it like every 3-4 months. And I've come to realize that the reason why I go through these phases of where I wake up and I'm just feeling anxious 5 seconds after waking up is because of me. And I'm going to tell you why it may be because of you, because my reasons are going to be different to yours, but I just hope that you can relate to what I'm going to say and just implement it. So from now on, I'm going to talk from my case. I'm not going to broadcast what's happened to me to you. I'm just going to talk about my experience. So the very first thing that made me feel anxious every morning was that I wasn't making any progress to meaningful goals of mine. I was making progress towards random goals that I had set, but they weren't meaningful to me. As human beings, or as men, I can't really talk for women because I don't know. So for men, it's like deep wired in us, we have the desire to succeed, the desire to achieve a certain goal. When we're young, we're always thinking about, when I'm older, I want to be the best in the world at this, I want to be this and that. And we set goals for ourselves when we're younger. I'm not saying you have the same goals now. Your goals have most probably changed. But you probably have goals that are meaningful, areas of your life that are meaningful, where you would like to make progress, and you aren't making progress. I know I said that I'm not going to broadcast, and I'm sorry for that. So for me, I had my meaningful goals, and I wasn't making progress towards them. And I was aware of this. Every single day, I was aware of the facts that I wasn't progressing towards my goals. And it made me feel anxious. Number one, because I wasn't fulfilling my fullest potential. And number two, because right now I'm not in uni, so the future of my life is in my hands and God's hands. Predominantly in God's hands, but I have free will. So the work I do will directly correlate to my future. So the fact that I wasn't making meaningful goals and that I am in complete charge of my future, like there's no set curriculum, there's nothing for me to fall back on, right? It just made me anxious. This wasn't conscious to me at the time. It took a lot of introspection to realize that this is one of the reasons. But subconsciously, it's like I was aware that, you know what, you're wasting and you could put yourself in a worse position than you are in right now. And the thing is, day in, day out, I was remaining the same. I wasn't progressing. But then the people around me, the people who I was going to gym with, they were gaining muscle, they were looking better while I was looking the same. My friends who were in uni were progressing with their uni years. They were finishing their first year of uni. And I was just remaining the same. And that filled me with a sense of anxiety. It made me feel like, you know what, actually made me feel the right thing. It made me realize that, you know what, I'm playing. But then at the time, during that anxious period, I wasn't aware of the fact that this is why I was getting anxious. I just thought that, I don't know what's going on. I'm just feeling anxious. Maybe it's just one of those times. It wasn't one of those times. And if you're living like this, if you have meaningful goals that you aren't making progress to, let me ask you a question. If every day you aren't improving, you're remaining the same, while people around you are improving, while you see people on the internet improving, right? If every day you live like this, you live a life of wasted potential, do you not think that after a while you're going to become anxious? Do you not think that after a while your subconscious will just talk to you and be like, stop doing this, you're wasting our life? Because when I asked myself this question, I was like, of course I'm going to feel anxious. Of course I'm going to have depressive symptoms when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And I think the reason why people become, or men especially, become anxious when they aren't really making any progress is because life is like a test with no timer. You know that as time goes on, you have less time to achieve the things you want to do. So if every day you're spending time not making progress towards your goals, deep down you know that I have less time to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. And that brings you anxiety. It's like, when you were doing a maths test in school and it was coming into crunch time, there was 5 minutes left and you're like 5 questions on the paper left and you're wondering, could I finish it? But you were taking your time earlier on and you're like, you know what, I'll be fine, I'm taking my time. As the time elapses, as the clock ticks down 5 minutes, 4 minutes, you get more and more anxious because you're like, am I going to finish it? Am I going to achieve my goal? And your goal would have been to finish the maths paper. So you're like, am I going to finish it? I'm going to finish it. And that's the same thing with life. We don't know what the timer is with life. Some people it's 20 years, some people it's 15, some people have 95, right? Regardless of how much time you have a timer. And as you let that timer tick, you have less and less time to achieve your goals. So if you aren't spending your time working, if you aren't spending your time progressing through this test of life, then eventually you're going to become anxious. Because you're going to ask yourself, am I going to achieve what I want to achieve? And the way to fix this anxiety is actually pretty simple. Work towards your goals. And working towards your goals isn't as simple as people say it is. It can be a very simple process, but only if you make it a simple process. The way I've done it and the way I best operate is I make like extreme in detail goals. Not even extreme in detail goals. I'll just make goals of every single area that is meaningful to me in my life. So I'll have a goal for this YouTube channel. Like my goal for this month, I'm going to say it right now so that you guys can hold me accountable. My goal for the month of August 2023 is to upload 25 videos. See, I haven't uploaded 25 videos in a month since November last year, but I know I can do it because there was a time where I uploaded every single day. I would have a goal for YouTube, or I have a goal for YouTube. I have a goal for in the gym, and I have a goal for like the number of books I'm going to read, because obviously you'll be like, you shouldn't set a goal. You shouldn't be like, read one book a week. But if you aren't reading as much as you should be, then it's better to set a goal so that you actually read more and read as much as you should be. So now that you've set these goals, well, I hope you set these goals because that was the first actionable step. Now you need to have the mindset of just getting better every day. You see, one of my friends, Fari, I always say one of my friends. Now you guys know who Fari is. So Fari, this one time I was with him, we were just walking to his car, we were at his house, and he said that, life is beautiful because every day is just an opportunity to get better. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what's going to happen tomorrow. Today is an opportunity to get better. And I can't lie to you, I've thought about it nearly every single day since he said it. For some reason, it's resonated with me. I've heard the things of 1% better every day. I've heard those philosophies. And it's still the same philosophy. TJ! And it's still the same philosophy, but for some reason, when Fari said it, it just resonated deep within my soul. Ever since I've internalized this, it's like I have this sense of peace, this sense of bliss, knowing that, as long as I do what I can, I'll be better than I am yesterday. I can't control what I am right now, but I can control what I'll be in the future. I can control how much I improve. I can control whether I get better today. And it's like you stop comparing yourself to other people. You stop looking at someone and you're like, why do they have that thing and I don't have that thing? Because you realize that, I am getting better. That thing that I'm envious of, I may have it in the future because I'm improving. And as you carry on focusing on improving every day, right, your circumstances may not change. They probably won't change for like the first month, maybe even 2 months. But you have this inner sense of peace. You will gain this confidence knowing that, I am doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing as much as I can. Every day, I am bridging the gap between who I am right now and who I want to be. Because quite honestly, it is a gap. Think about where you are right now. There's like this cliff here, right? And who you want to be. The funny thing is, who you want to be will always be extended. But let's say who you want to be is like a set point and you are here. Every day that you work on improving yourself, you're bridging a gap. It's like you're building a bridge. So, you're just building a bridge. So you're here and you work on improving yourself. So day 1, you build the bridge. Then by day 100, you're there. By a year, you're here. And then eventually, you're actually where you want to be. So when you do this, the anxiety of wasting your potential will be gone because you know that you're actually putting a shift in. In a weird way, you become immune to future worries. See, if you aren't working hard, and if you know you aren't working as hard as you should be, you'll start thinking things like, I don't know what's going to happen. What if I'm okay in a year? What if this happens? What if this and that, right? When you are working on improving yourself every single day, those things don't affect you because you have this belief in yourself, this confidence that, when or if this future event occurs, because I'm working on myself every day, because I'm improving every day, I'll be better than I am now. So I'll be more equipped to deal with that. So I will cross that bridge when it comes, and you focus on the present moment. And the beauty of focusing on the present moment is that your future will be better because the future is created in the present. And this improvement, it doesn't just have to be towards your goals. Ideally, you need to make progress towards your main goal every single day, whether it's a small thing or it's a huge thing, you need to make progress. But then even just improving in random areas, like I always say the other day, it was last month, I was reading a book on breathing. The fact that I've learned how to breathe properly, I'm not perfect, so when I'm making these videos especially, I know like what I did right now, I'll just come and I run out of air and I'm like, you're not supposed to do that, you're supposed to like breathe through your mouth, you're supposed to pause. So I'm actually going to try to be mindful of that until the end of the video. So because I got better at breathing, or because I learned a better technique at breathing, I don't know how people do this, but I'm going to be one of them. Because I learned a better technique at breathing, now for the rest of my life, I'll be breathing better than most people. Not even most people, I'll be breathing better than myself. Do you not think that over 80 years, hopefully, or over the course of the rest of my life, me being able to breathe more efficiently, do you not think that will improve my life and improve other areas? Do you not think that me being able to breathe properly will improve my brain function, it will improve my lips, and it will improve like everywhere? Like just improving in these small little things can help your life in every single way. Aim to improve, even if it's like a small thing, like, the way you comb your hair, right? It will compound over time, and I found that all of these things compound. The most apparent thing in this universe is the compound effect, whether it be in a negative way or in a positive way. The compound effect will happen. I found that for me especially, I'm not too sure. I'm not going to be one to say that you can never be clinically diagnosed with anxiety and depression, because I haven't researched that stuff and I'm not in the position to say this. I feel like people who say it who haven't researched it, they can be being ignorant. But for me, right, the cure to my anxiety and my depressive episodes has always been to work, because they've always come when I haven't been working towards goals that have been meaningful to me, or when I've just been focusing on stupid stuff. If you're going through an anxious period right now, I'm sure you know what to do after I've made this video. Just sit down, no distractions, and ask yourself, what is meaningful to me? Where am I not making progress? And ask yourself, do I deserve to feel anxious? And obviously you're going to be like, no one deserves to feel anxious. But you know what? If you're sitting all day doing nothing, I actually think you deserve to feel anxious. So just ask yourself that. And ask and you shall receive. You will come to an answer. You will find the answer. The answer will come to you. I'll catch you guys. Cheers, gents.